Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, March 22nd. Well, this same old weather pattern continues here with late night and early morning fog, then brightening skies in the afternoon with unusually warm conditions. Temperatures way up in the 70s again yesterday, and it should reach the 70s, well up in the 70s again today, and perhaps touch 80 degrees in some spots tomorrow afternoon. But there is another backdoor cold front that we'll have to worry about, especially from Philadelphia north and east during the afternoon tomorrow. Temperatures could actually reach a peak, let's say, in the midday to early afternoon hours in New York City and Philadelphia, and then trend downward later on in the afternoon tomorrow as another northeast flow develops, and that cooling trend will then continue right through the upcoming weekend. Well, let's take a look at the latest 24-hour record or near record-breaking locations here. This is from Bob Hart's CoolWeather.com website. This is basically all the areas that were close to or actually reached record highs yesterday. And again, it's very similar to the day before in that this pattern has been tremendously warm here in the central and eastern part of the U.S. About 10 days or so ago, 10 to 14 days ago or so, we talked about how this warm weather pattern will continue for a couple of weeks. Well, we're now nearing the end of that period, and there are definitely signs for cooler weather coming beginning this weekend, and even a decent cool shots possible by around Tuesday, following another cold frontal passage Monday night. Well, here's the latest conventional surface map, and again, high pressure sitting along the East Coast, pretty much dominating the scene here. There is, again, ocean flow of air and very moist conditions, low-level moisture causing lots of low clouds and fogs right up and down the I-95 corridor. This has been commonplace for the last several days, and it may redevelop again later on tonight into the early part of tomorrow, but perhaps a little bit less so tomorrow, and that'll allow for a little bit more sunshine and a little bit of a boost in temperatures to near 80 degrees in some spots before that backdoor cold front rolls through the region from the northeast to the southwest. Meanwhile, there's a series of cold fronts depicted here on the surface map, and basically there's kind of a strong Canadian high here, and it's going to start poking its way into the northeastern part of the U.S., and that in turn will help to develop a northeast flow of air later on tomorrow, which begins a cooling trend that will continue right through the upcoming weekend. Meanwhile, lots of heavy rain still down here in the south central U.S., and this is slowly moving to the east, and that certainly will contribute to an increasing threat of rain here over the weekend. We still could develop a coastal storm here by about Saturday night or early Sunday that could give us a steady period of rain with much cooler conditions by Sunday. Here's the latest IR satellite view of the U.S. A couple things to point out here. First of all, there's low clouds and fogs showing up right here. This is just in the lower part of the atmosphere, and it'll burn off again by the mid to late morning, and much of the afternoon will feature some sunshine throughout the mid-Atlantic region, with temperatures again soaring well up into the 70s. Here's the spin in the atmosphere associated with a strong low pressure area right here, and it's got a cold front extending out here, and that whole area has some heavy rains. Again, it's slowly moving, and again, this will contribute to the increasing shower threat that we'll experience here over the mid-Atlantic region, and again, there may be a development of a coastal storm to go along with it later on Saturday night into early Sunday. Well, let's walk through the GFS forecast maps for the next few days. This is for tomorrow morning, then we'll look at Saturday morning and Sunday morning. The main thing to point out here, tomorrow morning, very strong cold high pressure here in south central Canada. And notice there's kind of a ridge extending all the way, nosing into the New England area by tomorrow morning. Well, this helps to set off a chain of events that will lead to a backdoor cold frontal passage here in the mid-Atlantic region. The northeast flow of air will develop here along the coast, and it'll start to cool things off first in New York City and then in Philadelphia later on during the afternoon. Will probably warm up to warm levels before that shift in the winds occurs in Philadelphia and New York City to the northeast tomorrow afternoon. But during the mid and latter part of the afternoon tomorrow, temperatures should begin to trend downward. Meanwhile, tomorrow morning, still some moisture left over here in the middle part of the country as it finally kicks on out and begins to head towards the mid-Atlantic region. By Saturday, last night's GFS model had that High pressure ridge continuing to poke itself right into the New England area. And again, here's the strong cold Canadian high centered over south central Canada, and a ridge extends all the way southeast from there into New England. And again, this is what will develop a northeast flow right along the coast and start to cool us down from later tomorrow right into Saturday. By Saturday, some moisture has already moved in. This is the same moisture that was out over the south central U.S. in a much weakened state. Nonetheless, we'll have perhaps occasional shower, maybe a thunderstorm during the day on Saturday. And now let's jump ahead to Sunday morning. And here's the forecast map from last night's GFS model for Sunday morning. And again, there can be a coastal storm development here that will enhance the rainfall amounts maybe Saturday night into Sunday, maybe even a period of steadier rain. Stronger east winds here will keep us quite a bit cooler on Sunday. Most likely temperatures in the 50s throughout the Mid-Atlantic region as opposed to the 70s that we'll experience today, and perhaps even 80 degrees in some spots tomorrow. So we have quite a few changes on the way here. We haven't had much rain in recent days, so we actually can use the rain, and there certainly will be an increasing threat of rain over the weekend as the temperature trends downward. For the SIweather.com, that's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist.